Hi, I am Praveen Kumar. Welcome to my LifePage. Today I'll talk about SME banking, but before that, a brief introduction of myself. I finished my graduation from Garhwal University. I did my BA in economics, maths, and English literature, and I joined the bank as a probationary officer, and I've worked in public sector bank for 38 plus years. After my retirement, now I've come down to Dehradun and settled here. SME banking is basically, it denotes small and medium enterprises. We have regulatory limits for treating a unit as a small or a medium enterprise depending on the investment in plant and machinery. And there is a specialized financing from the banks. In fact, banks, they have put up specialized SSI branches to fund to the requirement of the SME units. Largely, these units are small in size and low capital intensive units, but there is a good number of SME units present in India, which is in diverse manufacturing sector and as well as service sectors also. For that, again, we have the regulatory demarcations. Each organization, each bank has its own credit policy. So one should really update himself or herself on that credit policy and take the credit decisions as per the credit policy. But for that, credit policies, they are already available with the banks and they provide it. So the decisions are to be in tune with the credit policies of a particular bank. So having logically seen the proposal, it has to be further analyzed, breaking it into small segments and analyzing it holistically as to the forecast made, as to the promoters, as to the viability of the project. It has to be analyzed threadbare before taking a credit decision. Improvement in decision making. Credit is one area in banking where long-term decisions are taken. As I said, you may lend money and you have credit lines which practically run into perpetuity, It is increased, most of the time increased, lesser time decreased, and wherever the loans are there, it gets repaid over a period of time. So therefore, you have to take a very conscious decision, and day in and day out, you keep taking decisions. So you get into the habit of taking decisions, not only in the context of banking, but in your personal lives also, and in a social context also, you become quite adept to it. Desk job, because you have, of course, field visits also and you appraise a proposal, but maximum time, having gathered all the information and having collected through the tools available your information, finally you sit down and really do the desk work of bringing it, reducing it in writing, and it takes long hours. So one becomes desk bound also. My suggestion would be there should be a good mix once you really vie to be a SME banker, to mix it with field and desk job and not really be tied down. But as of now, a lot of desk job is required to be done. Normally, it starts at the office hours and evening you do not know what time it will end. But you have to segregate your total days working in the sense there may be times when you are going for pre-approval visits. So maybe you start early in the morning if the unit is in some industrial area in a far off place, and you start the day early that day. Then you come to the your office and you really reduce everything, start reducing everything in writing as to what you have observed. There are pre-approval reports, then you appraise the whole thing, then post-approval visits also there. It's a mix of desk job and field visits. And really, normally it starts at the office hour, and as I said, when it ends, it depends on how you have handled the day and the work in hand. But it may start early also. And throughout the day, you are busy meeting clients, and then there are interruptions through phone calls also. Then you also have to prepare MIS data also. It goes all in a SME banker's day in a life. I hope I have given you a balanced view on SME banking. Thank you very much.